Okay, friends, so we're gonna start on our backs. Have your knees bent and your feet on the mat. Your knees knocking in. Allow your arms to fan out. The arms at a distance from the side body. Allow your eyes to close and bring your awareness inward. Smooth breaths in and out. As you begin to settle into your practice, into your mat, let's place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, preferably right below the ribs, where our solar plexus chakra is. Finding the connection, or just even the energy at the heart chakra, the chest, and the top of the abdomen. Noticing your breath. Have you arrived? Are you arriving? Are you already here? You'll know that you're here when your attention is on your breath and you are fully aware of where you're at, what you're doing. Excuse me. The thoughts are focused. Thoughts are not there, but what you're concentrated on is the breath. Each inhale, your belly rises, encouraging diaphragmatic breathing. You allow the belly to soften and allow it to rise. The body knows that it's time to relax. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the calming, soothing side or part of the nervous system. You can bring your arms out to the sides again, palms facing up, receiving. But if you feel like you need a little more grounding, then just turn the palms down and gather the source, the energy from the ground, essentially the earth's energy. Take a slight chin tuck and slowly roll your head over to your right. And then bring it back to center and take it over to your left. going. Nice and slow, nice and easy. We'll bring it back to center. Take your knees to your chest. Push your knees down and then open your knees, open your legs, thighs out towards the outsides of the side of the body. And bring one knee in, bring one knee. Bring one knee in and then the opposite knee in. Really feeling the low back here. Noticing anything. Like for me right now, my right hip doesn't feel so well. Please come to center. Rock your knees or rock yourself from side to side. Take your knees side to side. Maybe even roll onto your hips. Again, kind of checking in, noticing, seeing what is going on. Bring yourself back to center. Take your left leg straight down on the mat and let's flex through the left foot. So the left heel goes straight forward and the left toes go up towards the ceiling. Your right knee is drawing closer to your chest with each inhale and each exhale. And notice that by flexing your left foot, you engage your left thigh. Now from here, straighten your right leg and interlace your hands behind your right leg. This time we're going to draw the whole leg towards our face. But again, not forcing, but really noticing the breath and seeing if there are any changes. From smooth breath to a rigid breath or a shortened breath. If it gets shortened, then you know that you've done too much. So take it back a little and work from there. Maybe you start going forward again and noticing the breath. Nice. Now, grab your right leg, the bottom part, or wherever, and start to bend your right arm and use your arm as a kickstand. So that right elbow fans out and it pulls your right leg down. Now with your left hand, place it on the left hip to anchor the hip down. So I don't want you to think that you need to get your right leg all the way down because then what happens? Your left hip pops up. We want both hips anchored. So that leg can go out a couple of inches. If you're here, that's fine. Just be true to your body and see where you're at. Maybe you can't bend your right elbow and allow it to come out. Maybe like a 45-degree angle. Maybe you're just at a 2-degree angle. That's fine. Maybe you're at a 5. Totally okay. Let's be here for 2 breaths. Take your leg back to center and let's gently slide the right foot towards the left, but keep the right hip anchored down on the mat. Again, that leg that's crossing doesn't need to go all the way to the floor because then the right hip pops up. We want both hips to be anchored, so it's going to be a slight slant. Notice how my left arm is helping and the left arm isn't all the way out. It's more towards the center of my body. Now you can place your right hand in your right hip crease and glide your hip forward. And you you get a space in the right side of your body. How is your breath here? Bring your leg to center, bend your knee, and use your peace fingers to hook your big toe. Knee goes down towards the mat. And now slowly start to straighten your right leg. Maybe your right arm straightens. Maybe it stays bent with your right leg bent. Either way is fine. But check in with your body. Rebend your knee, lower your right leg down, and then bring your left knee in. Nice. Flex your right foot, heel going forward, toes going up. Good. And now straighten your left leg. Maybe you find that one side is a little more stiffer than the other. Bring your hands behind your leg. Slowly start to draw the leg towards your chest. Breathing here, anchoring down through the right heel as you extend through the left heel. Good. Release the right hand, press, place it on top of your right thigh, both hips on the mat, and slowly glide your left leg out. Use the elbow to kickstand or lift the elbow up if your right hip comes off the mat. So again, honor your body. Find your breath. And notice how I'm not even straightening my left leg because it's a little too much to straighten. So I'm keeping it bent. And I can go from bent to straight and see how it is. See, check in, how is that for my body? It's a little much, so I'm going to rebend it. Nice. Now we're going to take our leg back to center. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to cross it, but we're going to anchor the left hip down. And the right arm is going to come up to meet the leg. Use your left hand, press or place it into the left hip crease and glide it forward towards the bottom of the mat. How is your breath here? Leg comes back to center. We bend the knee. Now you're going to take your left peace fingers and hook it on the big toe. Press the knee towards the mat, down towards the mat. Keep your right heel anchored down to your mat. And then slowly start to straighten your left leg. Now you don't have to completely straighten the leg. It could be slightly bent. And then it can work towards straight slowly, but then again, always checking in with your body. Slowly rebend your knee. Place your feet on the mat. Pause here for a second. Feel the leveling of your hips. Good. Now lift your shins off your mat. Lift your feet off your mat. Draw your navel down and lift the navel up. Good. On your next exhale, lift your shoulder blades, reach and stretch your arms forward towards the bottom of your mat. Lift from the navel and exhale and inhale, lower down. Hold on 1 second, sorry. It's like I needed a sneeze or something. Okay. Draw the navel down and lift it up. Exhale, reach your arms forward, lift your shoulder, and pulse. Reach your arms behind you. Straighten your legs. Take a nice stretch. Nice. Now, flex your left foot and slowly lift your right leg up. Good. Straighten the right leg. Press the left hip down. Anchor it down. Breathe here. Draw the navel in. And then reach for that toe. Bend the knee. Hook it. Maybe straighten the leg. And then exhale. Lower down. Good. Tabletop your legs again. Draw the navel down and up. Exhale. Lift and reach. Exhale, come up. Pause. Straighten the right leg. Lift a little higher. Rebend. Inhale, straighten the left. Exhale, rebend. Inhale, straighten the right. And inhale, exhale, rebend. Keep going. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, rebend. One more. And inhale, lower down. Feet go all the way down, legs straighten, arms behind you. Pause and draw the navel in. Push the low back down. Exhale, straighten your left leg. Flex the left foot, flex the right foot. Pause and keep that core engaged. And when you're ready, bend your left knee and hook your big toe. Pause. Restabilize, control, and straighten your left leg. And exhale, release. Knees towards the chest, rock from side to side. We'll take one more pose and then come up. So we're going to take the knees all the way over to the right, straighten the left arm out. Maybe your right hand goes on top of your left thigh. Your gaze can be to your left, can be center, can be right. Knees to center. Legs to your left, straighten your right arm. Again, find a gaze that works for you. Come back to center. Place your hands behind your knees and rock using the navel forward and back until you come up to a seated position. But take your time. We're getting a full back massage here, so let's take advantage. Okay. We're going to slide our legs back and meet in all fours. Shoulders above wrists and hips above knees, just so that our bones are nice and aligned and stacked on top of each other. Spread your fingers and inhale. Roll the shoulder heads back as you come into cow pose. And notice that my spine isn't dipped all the way down, because there's a slight engagement in the core here. And then exhale, lower the head down, push the spine all the way up for cat. Inhale, come back to cow. Keep the engagement in the core. Exhale, push the tops of the feet down as you lift your spine, as you press your spine up. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Take two more at your own pace. Now you'll have your big toes touching behind you. Spread your knees out. Sit back for child's pose. Release the forehead to the ground. Walk your hands forward, straighten your arms, and come onto your fingertips. Feel a stretch in the shoulders. Slightly lift your forehead off the mat. Walk your hands to your right and plug your left hip down. Lift your left arm up and behind your back and draw the left shoulder down and away from your left ear. Both hands or left hand comes down. Walk yourself back to center and then all the way to your left. Forehead down, plug your right hip into the mat. Smooth breaths. Reach your right arm up and behind your back. Pull the right shoulder head down and away from your right. Take your hand down, come back to center. Open your arms out, shoulder distance apart, and slide your hands out, your fingers out just slightly to the side. Spread your fingers, press down through top palm, bottom palm, so the whole circumference of the palm. Curl your toes underneath you and shift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Bend one knee, then the other, walk your dog. Find whatever movements you need here. Keep pressing down into your mat as you shift your hips back. So it's an opposite reaction. Rather than our shoulders being up over our wrists, we want our shoulders to be back. Our heels to be heavy. Our ears to be aligned with the inner arms, rather than letting the head just kind of sink down. We want to keep a slight elevation so that our spine is long, because the neck is a part of the spine. We'll be here for one full breath. Walk your hands back to your feet, forward fold. Allowing the feet to be a little wider than the hips, or to be at hips width. Release the neck muscles so your head can just hang just like a rabbit. Grab onto the opposite elbows, onto your opposite elbows, and sway side to side, nice and easy. Nod your head yes, and shake your head no. Release your elbows, let your head and arms just stay. Slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, allowing your head to come up last. Very good. My head is sort of chopped off. So see if I can just scoot my mat back a bit. If you have blocks with you, let's take the time now to place the blocks on the front ends of the mat. I think this will work now. Better. Okay, so we're at the front side of the mat. Our feet are hips width distance. Let's press down through the feet. As you inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Our arms are up, our palms are towards each other. And then on your exhale, you're going to reach forward both hands and then spread your arms out. Slightly bend your knees as you lower the crown of the head all the way down, coming back to an Uttanasana, forward fold. Now I'll come into a side view. Head is dangling again. This time we're going to slide our fingertips on the backs of the legs and roll the shoulder heads back like we did for cow pose when we were on hands and knees. We're using the navel just like we did before, and our arms are straight and wrapped around the leg. This is Ardha Uttanasana. And then we're going to exhale again, Uttanasana. Press your feet down, reach your arms out and overhead. As you contract the belly, lift the spine up towards the ceiling and bring your hands down through heart center. Now when your arms are up, the palms are facing each other. So we're going to do that again. If you don't have enough room on the sides like I do, I'm hitting the wall with my right arm, I can do this. Reach forward and then exhale, bend my elbows, prayer, come down to Uttanasana. Slide fingertips behind the leg, lift your chest, pull it forward, and anchor through the feet. Exhale, forward fold. Again, root to rise up. So root the feet down, stretch the arms up overhead, come all the way up. Reach fingertips, and then come down through heart center. All the way down, Tadasana. So this is called mountain pose. And we're vigorously pressing down through the feet, lifting the thighs, lifting the kneecaps, I should say, placing the arms out, just like we did when we were lying down when we started the class. The arms are at a distance from the side of the body. They're not close, and they're not too far apart. So imagine an anatomical position. The chest is broad, and the shoulder blades are slightly pressing towards each other, towards the spine. Standing in this Tadasana, nice and strong. We're going to take a sun salutation seat. Root down, reach up. As you exhale, hinge forward. Slide the fingertips back, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold, press your hands down. Step your right foot back. Find yourself in a low lunge and then bring your blocks down towards you so that they are underneath your shoulders. And you're lifting your right thigh. You're reaching your right heel back as you press your left heel down. Okay, now contract the navel, lower the back knee, flatten out the back toes. Keep the engagement in the core as you reach your arms up for Anjaneyasana. Now you can slide your hips forward, getting a deeper stretch in your right hip flexor, keeping your arms up. How is your breath? Left hand comes down to the floor or the block. Reach your right arm up. Keep the contraction in the core and then reach your right arm behind you. Again, drawing your right shoulder head down and away from your right ear. Anchor through the top of the right foot and the left heel. Exhale, plant the right hand down and shift the hips back to straighten the left leg. Now flex through the left foot. Bring your hands down either on the mat or continue to use your blocks and slide your blocks underneath your hands. Getting a stretch in the back of the left leg. Your next exhale, rebend your leg, your knee. Plant your hands down, charge up the back leg, step back for plank. Shift your hips back for downward facing dog. Find your breath. Slowly bend your right knee, step your foot next to your right thumb. Pause for low lunge, bring your blocks back if you have them, if you need them. Lift the left thigh, reach your left heel back. Good. Hug the outer hips in. So have a slight clenching of the buttocks and then lower your back knee, flatten out your back toe. Navel to spine, reach your arms up, Anjaneyasana, other side. Maybe you glide your hips forward just a little bit, getting more stretch on the left side. How is the breath going? When you're ready, bring your right hand down onto your block or the mat. Reach your left arm up. Well, then I think we did the opposite. No. Bring your hand behind your back and draw your left shoulder down and away from your left ear. Plant your hand down. Straighten your front leg. Flex your right foot. Slide the blocks back. Level out your hips so you're not leaning into one or the other. Take an exhale, rebend your front knee, plant your hands down, curl the back toes underneath you, lift your thigh, lift your knee, step forward. Fingertips to calves, lengthen your spine. Lower down towards your legs, root to rise up, reach your arms up overhead. Bring them all the way down to heart center. All the way down to Tadasana. Allow your eyelids to close. Find your smooth breath and find your strong Tadasana. Smooth and complete breaths. Very good now. Take an inhale, reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. On your exhale, forward fold and slowly bend your knees on your way down. Fingertips slide through the back of the legs, lift your spine, pause and reach your heart forward, draw the navel in, exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step your left foot back, pause, low lunge. Pausing here, using your blocks if you need them, lifting the left thigh, reaching the right heel back as you anchor through the right foot. Pause here and slowly start to walk your right foot out of the outside of the right arm. So pivot your right foot to the outside of the right hand. If you want to, you can lower the back knee down, flatten out the back foot, and you're going to open the right thigh, lifting the inside of the right foot off the mat. So we're externally rotating the right leg in the hip socket. Replant the right foot, walk the foot in, curl the toes under, come back to a low lunge, step back for plank, shift back for down dog. Lengthen your spine, bend your right knee, step it next to your left thumb. Pause, lift Lift your right thigh, reach your right heel back. You can lower your back knee. Pivot your left foot on the outside of the left hand. You're going to lift the inner side of the left foot, opening up the left thigh. Replanting the foot down, placing the left hand down. Curl the back toes underneath you, step back for plank. Shift your hips back, downward facing dog. Slowly come back to plank. Lower the knees down and uncurl the toes. Draw the navel in and slightly lower your hips so your spine is long and straight. Shift forward, so pull your body forward. Bend your elbows and keep your elbows close to the sides of your body. Don't let your belly drop, so keep the contraction of the core as you lower yourself all the way down to your hands. Forehead rests onto the mat. Straighten your arms beside you. And walk your feet in closer towards each other. Engage your thighs. Press your pubic bone down and inhale. Lift your chest up for Shalabhasana. Lift your arms, hover them. Reach the fingertips towards the heels. As you feel the broadening through the chest, the shoulder blades contract behind. Exhale, lower back down, maybe back to forehead, or you can always rest on one cheek. We're going to take Shalabhasana again, pressing through the tops of the feet. Lift your head up. This time we're going to lift or hover our legs. Really press the pubic bone down. Find the breath, find the lift with each inhale. And exhale, opposite cheek, just rest for a second. Bend your knees, heels to buttocks, and then windshield wipe your feet side to side. Plant your hand underneath your shoulders. Curl the toes underneath you. Push your knees down to get a lift in your buttocks. Contract the core. Pause. Straighten your arms. Shift your hips back, downward facing dog. Breathing. Moving intentionally, moving with control. Two more cycles of breath. Take an inhale, look in between your hands, and exhale. Step, or walk to the front of the mat. Fingertips to calves, lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, reach your arms up overhead. Bring your hands down through heart center. Tadasana. This time we're going to do a sun salutation in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Lengthen your spine, fingertips back. Refold, plant your hands down, step your feet, plank pose. So we're going to take the modified version again. Knees come down, uncurl the toes. shift forward, bend your elbows, slowly lower yourself down. This time we're going to keep the hands planted and slide them back just a tad. Keep drawing the elbows towards the body. Inhale, lift for baby cobra. Stay up and stay breathing. On your next inhale, lift both hands off your mat. Exhale, plant your hands down. Curl the toes under, push the knees down, straighten your arms, shift your hips back, downward facing. 5 smooth breaths here. With both thighs engaged, both knees, both kneecaps lifting up. Bend your right knee. Step your foot in between your hands, and if you need to help it, boost it with the left. Back heel comes down. Reach the left arm back and the right arm forward. Come into a warrior two. Press into your left foot and keep your thigh engaged, so straighten through the back leg as you bend in your front knee. If you need to get a wider stance, don't be afraid to walk your foot forward. Your arms are at shoulder height, and again, we're finding the broadening through the collarbones and the slight constriction in the back. Find your gaze point beyond your middle finger. Find that breath. On an inhale, straighten the front leg, reach your right arm up. Exhale, rebend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, rebend. Straighten your front leg. Bring your right hand into the right hip crease and cut your hips all the way back. Notice that the length is still in there, that we still have the bottom and the top side length rather than crunching. So we want to slide our hips back. We want to keep this back leg straightened and firm. Now you can reach your right arm forward. Keep the length in both sides of the torso as you place your right hand down on your shin. Lift your left arm up. Trikonasana triangle pose. So we're really still using the back thigh. It's still nice and firm. And we have a slight micro bend in the right knee so we don't hyperextend it. We don't want to lock it out. Reach your left fingertips towards the front end of the mat. Extended Trikonasana. And then exhale. Place your left hand down, your right hand down. Step back for plank pose. Let's shift back for downward facing dog. Both thighs are firm. Bend your left knee. Step your foot in between your hands. Back heel comes down. Reach your arm up and over towards the back. Your right arm up and over towards the back of the room. Standing nice and firm in your warrior two, showing the back side of the warrior two. We want to keep the right thigh engaged and firm, so that our left knee, our left thigh can really bend and be engaged. What we engage here is the hamstring, the back of the thigh. Find your drishti beyond your middle finger. Take an inhale, straighten out. Exhale, rebend. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, rebend. Smooth and complete. Inhales and exhales. Slowly straighten your front leg. Bring your right hand on your hip. Left hand in the left hip crease. Coming into Trikonasana, left side. Cut your hips back. Keep the length. So reach the heart forward. And then lower your bottom hand onto your leg. Reach your top arm up. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Keeping the integrity of the spine. Having a slight clench in the buttocks to hug the outer hips in. Feeling the rooting of both feet as we're extending through the top hand. And then exhale, right hand comes down, frame the front foot, steps back, plank. Bend your knees and come into child's pose. Release your forehead on your mat. Find your breath. Straighten your arms. Come into downward facing dog. Ears align with the inner arms. Navel in, thighs lifting, heels heavy. Bend your right knee, step your foot in between your hands. Back heel comes down. Reach your left arm up and over to the back. Come back into warrior two. Torso is long. Feet are rooted. Breathing. Bend your right elbow. Come into side angle. Reach your right arm up. Reach the top arm over beyond the front side of the mat. Come back, warrior two. Let's straighten the front leg. Let's cut our hips back, coming back to triangle pose. We've been here before. Hand goes down onto the leg, top arm reaches up. Keep both thighs tractioning each other. So we really want to have like a beach ball in between the thighs. Reach forward, extended triangle. And then lower the left hand, right hand, step back. Shift to down dog. Right knee bends, left knee bends. Step your foot in between your hands, back heel comes down. Windmill, warrior two. Feel the thighs again, scissoring. Beach ball in between the thighs. Breathing. Side angle pose, Parsva Konasana. Bend your left elbow, forearm presses into thigh, right arm reaches up. Extended side angle, reach the right fingertip beyond the front of the mat. Press into the back foot, come back, warrior two, let's straighten the front leg. Bring your hands to our hips, left hand in the left hip crease, cut your hips back. Left hand on the left leg, reach up. Left shoulder head draws back. Fingertips go beyond the front of the mat, extended triangle. Slowly, bring your right hand down, rebend your knee, left hand down, step forward. Fingertips to calves lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly rise up, vertebrae by vertebrae. The head comes up. Stand at the top of your mat. We'll take our challenging pose for this class, for our class today. Root down through your right foot. Lift your right thigh. Slowly bend your left knee, draw it in towards your chest. Hook your peace fingers onto your left big toe. And again, press your knee back and up. Draw the navel in and start to straighten the leg. Place your hand, your opposite hand on your hip. Now your leg doesn't have to straighten, it could bend just a little. Slightly hug the outer hips in, so contracting the buttocks just a tad. 2 more breaths. And slowly rebend your knee and step it all the way. Bend your knees, rock from side to side, shake it out. Plug your left foot down, lift the thigh, bend your right knee in. Hug your peace fingers around your right big toe and bring the knee back. Again, your elephant leg is the standing leg, and now straighten your right leg. Draw the navel in, hug the outer hips in. Breathe. 2 more cycles of breath. Slowly rebend the knee and lower it down. Shake it out. Very good, you guys. Okay. Let's start to pull down. Standing at the top of your mat, slide your heels towards each other, your toes out. And then your feet probably will be a little wider than your hips. Bend your knees and come into Malasana yogic squat. So you'll want to bend your elbows into your inner thighs, inner knees, and find the length in the spine. You want to press your knees into your elbows just as much as your elbows are pressing into your knees. Slowly release the pose. Place your hands behind you and sit your buttocks down. Straighten your legs, flex through your feet. Reach your arms up, draw the navel in, and exhale, hinge forward for Paschimottanasana. hands can be on the outsides of the legs. Grounding down through your heel. You can most definitely bend your knees. And you can most definitely round your spine. Draw your hands halfway, lengthen your spine. And exhale, rebend, refold down. Walk your hands back all the way, navel to spine, lift the core, or lift the torso. Bend your right knee and lower it to the outside. Place the right sole of the foot against the inner left thigh. Lift and lengthen, reach up again. Slowly, slightly twist over to your left, reach forward first, then lower all the way. You're more than welcome to slide the right foot underneath your thigh just to kind of encourage the left knee to bend. Slowly come all the way up. Straighten your right leg. Bend your left knee out. Reach up. Twist slightly over to your right. Reach forward and exhale, lower. Draw yourself back up. Straighten your leg. And actually, let's take the soles of the feet together. Come into Baddha Konasana. Lengthen your spine. And exhale, forward fold. You can even grab your blocks here to lower your forehead. Slowly grab the outsides of the thighs. Bring them towards you. We'll take a couple of abdominal exercises here. Feet on the floor, hips width distance apart. Draw the navel in. Lift the feet. Lift the shins. Keep the spine long. Reach your arms forward. Both pose in Navasana. Lower your right toes down. Inhale up. Exhale, left toes. Inhale up. Keep going. Pause and center. And on your next inhale, slowly start to straighten your body out. Keep your legs covered, shoulders covered. Breathe. Exhale, lift, come back to boat pose. Inhale, lower. Exhale, boat. Inhale, lower. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. Drop the feet down. Good. I'll turn towards you. Slide your left knee underneath your right. your right on top of your left. So you'll want tops of the feet to be slanted down towards the mat. And the knees to be somewhat above each other. I mean, if you're super open, they're going to be symmetrical. You're going to close your eyes and rest your hands on your legs. Gomukhasana legs. Some more breaths. Hands come back. Switch. And left ankle. That's why it's closer to my right hip. And clench your jaw. Soften your eyebrow. Soften your forehead. More cycles of breath. Slowly your hands come back. And bravo. Great. Now bend your knees. Good. Now let's come into Uttanasana. So we're going to bring our legs out like in a V. Grounding down through the heels. Lifting up through the spine. Reach your arms up, twist over to your right, and recline towards your right leg. Place your hands on the outside of your legs. Lengthen your spine, and then exhale, fold over. You can bring your blocks on each side of the leg to kind of help you further stretch. Or you can reach your left arm forward towards the left heel. Turn your palm towards your heel, thumb down, up, recline, and then reach your opposite arm overhead. As you do this, plug your right hip down. A little too much of a stretch for me. Draw the navel in, lengthen the spine, reach up, twist to your left, reach forward, slowly come down. Hands on the outside of the leg. Plug the right hip in, down. And again, you can use your blocks or you can reach your right arm towards the bottom heel. Turn the palm towards the foot. Reach your opposite arm overhead. Slowly start to come all the way Flex your legs. And now draw your knees, your hips towards your heels. Lower yourself all the way down. Keep your feet planted with your knees bent. Cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh and draw your right knee away from your chest. Flex your right foot. Now plug both hips down and you can lift the left leg off the mat. You can straighten the left leg or you can interlace behind the left. Options, or you can place a block of your knee underneath your left foot to create a stretch this way too. Left foot comes down. You use the blocker you want to use the block. You slide the block underneath your right foot. First, anchor both hips down. Lift your left foot, cross the ankle over the right thigh. Flex your left foot, pause. And lift your right foot. You can straighten it, or you can interlace. Left foot comes down. Slide the block away. Bring your knees into your chest. Rock side to side. Come into happy baby. Grab the outside edges of your feet. And rock side to side here. Press your buttocks down. So we want to create a nice long spine. Keep the integrity of the spine. Bring your knees into center. Lift your head and roll up to a tiny little ball. Squeeze yourself together and exhale. Lower your body all the way down for your final resting place. Your feet fan out to encourage the release of the inner thigh. Forehead soften. Jaws release. Shavasana. connection, your heart, solar plexus, your personal power, confidence. Reach both arms overhead, take a nice stretch. Bend your knees and roll onto your right side to a position. Press your top hand down, come up to seated. Keeping your eyes closed or having a soft gaze, bring your hands to heart center. Find something you're grateful for. Thank you all for sharing your practice with me, and thank yourself for showing up. Namaste. Great day.